All right, welcome to the Wabash Valley Business Podcast.
You almost said it
I
again.
almost did. It's a Freudian slip. Today we have a special guest with us who is also Shane's business partner.
Yes.
So we got Matt with us. I'll have you introduce Matt.
Okay.
And then we actually all just had lunch. And so everything I'm about to ask, I kind of learned a little bit about.
A little bit.
But people viewing.
We'll dive in.
Yeah, so maybe we can make this controversial or something and get into things we didn't get into.
Today is special for me. We got Matt Wilmore here. Matt, a little background. Matt and I met. I had a building blow down tornado in 23 right. in Sullivan. And I seen his ad on Facebook, and I call him or send him an email, messaged him. He calls me, and I said, he'll tell you the story too, but my story is I really did have 3 projects I wanted him to look at. His story is...
Hey, he always has 3 projects he wants me to look at.
His story is, right. I hear that all the time, and they never end up panning out. But so he met me, and we went and looked at the Sullivan project, and then actually here, it was just a cornfield, and I was like, I'd like to build this building here. I keep cutting out.
Oh, it'll be all right.
Okay.
It'll be good.
And then we went and looked at a third property. I had an Airbnb property in Jasonville that I since had sold, so he didn't get to build 3. He got to build 2 of the 3. So, but anyway, Matt Wilmore is here with Willmore Pole Barns and also with Black Barn Development. And so I'll let Matt talk a little bit about himself.
That's hard to do, but I'll do my best for you. So, yeah, Shane told the story. He called me and he said he had 3 projects. And my first thought was, I always tell him, it's like, this is not going to go anywhere. I've heard it a million times, but I thought I'll go down and meet him. And so we spent an afternoon together and hit it off. And we started the first project probably 2 or 3 months later.
Mm-hmm. And this was with...
This is Willmore Pole Barns.
Yeah. Not Black Barn.
Right. Yeah, we hadn't even created that yet. Didn't know each other.
No.
But yeah, we spent an afternoon together and hit it off. So we did the first project and then came up here shortly after that and started that. And one thing led to another. We started this project, and Shane can probably tell you more, but he was going to do RV storage. And so we were going to create 5 bays, right? And so the first couple weeks, we got the shell up of the building, and he...
Is that this building? Or
that's this building that we're in right now.
It doesn't look like a RV
no, it doesn't.
Storage right now. Something happened.
Well, yeah. So he comes to me after a couple weeks, and he's like, hey, I think I want to put an office on this one end, which is the one that we set in currently. And I said, okay, that's not a problem. And so we, made some changes and got ready to create this office. And then probably I don't know, it didn't take him very long. 3 days later, he said, I think we should put an office on the other end. And he goes, by the way, I want you to come down here. And at that point, I had been in business for about 3 years. And so I had always wanted to put together a design center, and we had never got it done. And of course, I always thought we'll be over in Brazil, which is where I live. And so I took him up on it and took the lease. And then, so of course, we started to hang out down here together because my office is just 50 yards away. And
yeah, maybe you guys created a problem for yourself.
We did.
So I'm actually learning something here from you. I know this is your podcast, but it sounds like Shane just lured you in.
Oh, he did.
And pulled you in.
Yeah, hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I've got some whiskey down there.
Well, he needed a tenant.
Exactly. Yeah. I know. He does need some tenants.
Yeah, well, you know how he is.
I think he'd be happy for me to come down and open office down here.
I'm kind of hoping you and your wife take the yard down there.
Yeah, dude, it'd be cool. You just need to build
I
one
wish
in
you
Park
lived
County.
closer.
I know.
Both our backgrounds are in sales, but he definitely sold me harder on that one.
Yeah, so you moved in.
So I moved in, and we created the design
Just
center.
out of curiosity, was that a bay?
That was a bay.
Okay, so it had a garage door originally there?
No, so we hadn't put the garage doors
okay.
up yet, so we shifted before that. Thank God.
Okay, yeah, I was curious because I was like, that'd be a lot I figured it would just be a lot to switch.
Oh, yeah, it would have been.
We kind of built them on the fly.
We did a little with these.
Dude, you're hilarious.
There was no blueprint here.
But that's not what you do for your customers.
No.
You put a blueprint together for the
We
customers.
do. Well, on the barn side, so, the two companies function very closely together, but Willmore Pole Barn still focuses just on pole barns.
Okay.
And Black Barn Development that we'll get into here in a minute is more of the commercial housing side.
Yeah, they look fancy.
Yeah,
They look pretty cool.
we're proud of them.
Yep.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, we created a design center and it worked immediately.
So what do you use the design center for? Because I've obviously been down there.
Yeah.
You've got an office like this, but then at the back, you've got displays.
Yeah, every material. So our point and my point for doing that was we wanted to bring people in and be able to let them see all the product that could go into a pole barn. So from something as basic as their posts that go in the ground and the different, options that they have on those, but then also like all the metal samples, all the colors, all the stone that can go in it, the window options, the door options.
Do people, and you build pole barns all over Indiana?
We do.
All over the Wabash Valley?
Yep. I'd say Wabash Valley.
Okay.
We're even outside of the Wabash Valley now a little bit.
Okay. So I was just curious, if it's all in this area, it makes sense. Like it's still centrally located. I didn't know if people traveled in from far to
So
go to that,
we've had people as far away as the east side of Indianapolis. So
Okay.
Frankfort, Newcastle, I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
and then you meet them over here at that spot.
We do.
So
yeah.
flex space is really good for business owners to use to
Yes.
welcome customers in.
Well, and that was part of our dream was we wanted to encourage other people to come down for Flex Point and look at renting a space here as well.
Our sub partners, our big dream is to, as we build this out, the next building and then the next building, we have a lot of our subs that we work with through
Can
Black
use
Barn
it.
Development and Willmore that would use it.
Yeah.
So then if we had a customer was really keen on their heated floor system,
Yeah.
their HVAC, we'd be like, hang on, hold that thought. We'll go 2 doors down and get them and bring them down. So,
yeah, and we've talked too before, even when we did this with Flex Point, but they're awesome spots.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been great. So in the design center, we'll bring them in from wherever they come from. And the thought process was behind it. We have a large screen up there, and I've got a program where we can design the building out, and it allows us to show them what it's going to look like. But then it's like if they want to take it and move a window from here to here, or I don't like that door there, or I want to change those door sizes or those window sizes or the color of the building, whatever it is, pitch of the roof, they can do all that right there and see it.
Cool. That's cool.
So, yeah.
So it's all rendered, like 3D rendered there?
Yes.
Okay. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
What
So,
I'd like to hear is Matt's version of how we started Black Barn Development.
Look at Shane moving us on.
I can go into that.
Yeah, that's because that's what this is more about. He had 9 minutes and 20 seconds, and you're done. We're not allowed to talk about.
We're still
anymore.
staying with Willmore. I just because that's the next phase in this. He moved Willmore in there in the development or the design center, and then it turned into this Black Barn Development thing that we've started almost a year ago.
Yeah. So I can't.
So let me. Go ahead.
Yeah. So no, we start, and of course I'm down here. At that point, it was during the winter months, and so we had a lot of meetings, and I was down here a lot of evenings, and it started with Shane's little mini bar over there.
A lot of good ideas come up.
Yeah.
Mini bar.
So we would sit down here and talk, and
It's not whiskey, Sam.
Bourbon.
if you know, yeah, I've heard that. I heard that on your other podcast. Yeah, he corrected you.
Yeah, he does it every time.
Yeah.
No whiskeys over there?
There's no whiskeys in my bar anyway.
It says Wyoming whiskey. Is that just a brand? Mm-hmm. Okay, but it's got bourbon in it.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
What's the difference?
Made in Kentucky.
Exactly.
It's the barrel, right?
It's a state.
Barrel.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, we
Got drunk.
Shane, if you know Shane very well, he's very inquisitive. Like he wants to, he wanted to know about my business. What's going on? How are you developing it? How much money are you making?
Yeah.
No, he didn't ask that. But anyway, he just started asking me, like, what are your challenges? And I was telling him that the barn dominium market could be huge here, but it's not being done right.
So are people doing it in the area? Are you?
There are a few that are doing it. And I felt just by studying codes and building practices and stuff like that, that in this area, Wabash Valley, it was really not being done right. And there were a lot of builders that were wanting to build with a practice that wasn't correct. And then also not allowing the customer to finish the building with them, because there were so many builders that just didn't want to do a turnkey product.
Interesting.
And
just for clarity, turnkey means
finish completely. So like when we finish the product, we hand them the keys and the building's ready to move into.
And you guys do it, everything, beginning to end.
Yep. A to Z, from ground clearing, zoning, helping them with permitting. I mean, all of it from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Make the process as easy as possible.
Yeah. So if you said this, I missed it. What made you, why were you interested in barn dominiums?
Well, I had so many people that were asking me.
That's
and
right.
We had done probably at that time 3 to 4 barn does.
Okay. Yeah, because I guess they've become a thing.
Yeah.
People love it. I've had interest, so it's like, well, you got to find a pole barn person.
Yeah.
And so you're the pole barn guy.
I guess.
Yeah. And they're like, he could probably turn one of those into a house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and that's how it originally, so the barn dominium market originally started with people taking a barn that was already existing.
Yeah.
And trying to turn it into a living space.
Right. So then curiosity on how you guys became partners in Black Barn. This was going to just be a bunch of bays for RVs. That became something else. But what was your interest in, what hooked you in? Because he's telling you about his story, essentially the deficit or the underserved community when it comes to specifically barn dominiums. What made you, were you thinking, I want to build barn dominiums, or was it because you guys met and he was sharing some of his thoughts? What brought you in?
So I think a combination of things, like if you know what a barn-do is, who doesn't want one, right?
Yeah,
so you have your living space, and then you have this huge shop space to do with whatever you want, whether it's classic cars, it's tractors, it's whatever you want. And so I've always wanted a barn-do. That's always.
Do you have one?
Back when I do not, and back before there was even a thing called barn-do, I was looking at building a barn dominium or a pole barn and putting some sort of living quarters in it. I had some hunting property, and I was like, how cool would that be to show up? All my equipment's in there, but I have a climate-controlled space that I could stay the night,
right.
Deer camp, duck camp, whatever you wanted to have. So I've always liked that allure of the barn dominium. I thought was always kind of a cool thing. So when I met Matt, and then we were in this space, and he's talking about these barn dominiums, he's like, man, I probably get. I mean, at that point, it was quite a few, like one a week type thing. He's getting emails about, does he do this? Does he do that? And so as we got talking about it, and probably the bourbon helped come up with our business plan that was, I don't even know that we had a few things written out on the back of a piece of paper, but we thought,
Barn napkin.
let's talk about it. Like most things. And so we got the whiteboard out, and we started putting stuff on the whiteboard as to what we thought, things were going to cost and where we needed to land on a number. And, so it was just kind of hatched out of that idea. And then we got the harebrained idea a month later, did the home show in Indianapolis, trying to sell barn doors that we hadn't even built one yet, but we had a vision and a dream. And we had open house here 2-3 weeks after that home show, and it was insane. Like, we immediately felt, being at that show and then doing our own open house down here, we immediately knew we're onto something.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, we were slammed. That entire, people were driving from Indy to little old Farmersburg to our design center over there to talk about a barn dough. And we knew then we were onto something.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I always say, because in the marketing world, demand is the hardest thing to get.
Sure.
And if you have it, follow it. So
Yeah.
if it's there, like that's the best. That's fun doing business when people are knocking on your door.
Oh, it was so fun. I mean, that experience, the home show was tough, but we did it.
Why is that?
In just long days.
Nine days.
Long days.
Yeah. Did you guys have a booth?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just like meeting people and
At first, we were going to tag team it and do it together every day.
As a
and
mark,
we really realized it's like, let's split this up. So,
yeah. How many email addresses did you guys get at that show?
oh my,
It was
that
it was overwhelming.
hundreds.
The people that had the booths around us,
Do you guys have those locked into something, and are they on a drip campaign?
we met with
we did.
we
did
met
a
with
spreadsheet.
most all of them.
Yeah.
No, I mean the people that gave you email addresses. Are they hearing from you when they're not talking to you in person?
We met with about every single one.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
We took that list and we reached out to everybody and we tried to create meetings out of that, and we had a ton of them. You know, and the barn dough market's weird because people don't realize it really grew out of the East. And what Shane didn't mention that really spawned this, I think, was he was already watching a podcast from a company out East.
Okay.
And
Barnuminium Company.
Southeast.
yeah, and they were doing, and still are. I mean, they're doing
Hundreds.
hundreds a year.
Hundreds of barn doughs
Yeah.
a year.
Cool.
Yeah.
And they did a podcast, and you know my obsession with podcasts. So I'd go to the gym in the mornings and turn on my hour and a half of podcasts, and that was just one I picked up after we got talking about this Black Barn development thing, and
Yeah.
I was hooked. And then I'm sending them to Matt, and
Oh, yeah, it was every morning. Listen to this one.
Did you listen to them all?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we joined
good
in
partner.
and listened to it pretty much together. And I mean, out of that, a lot of ideas came from
Cool.
what we could do.
yep,
So,
success breeds success. I mean, and they're the type of guys. We never did make a visit. We talked about going down there and visiting, but they were like, "We're going to be an open book." Like, I loved it because they were like, "There's room here for everybody." Like, we're not, and we're not saying we're right. We're saying this is our journey, and that's just, I think that's what successful people will do. They'll help other people, try to be successful.
Yep.
that's correct.
What does it cost to build a barndominium? I have $100,000. Can you build me one?
Good luck. Now, it's funny because that was one of the things that grew out of those meetings was we had so many people. And there's so much information about barndominiums, particularly around Facebook and online, and people get this idea that you can build a barn dough for $100 a square foot. And the fact of the matter is you can't. Not turnkey, not doing it the way that we do it.
Do people think that because they think pole barns
Yes.
are cheap?
That's correct. Yeah, I think what happened was, you know, the barn dough market around here, like I said earlier, it started with people taking a barn that was out in their field,
Right.
and they're like, we're going to turn this into a living space for our kids or our parents or whatever it is. And so, you know, that's a whole different animal than what we build. And so, yeah, we had a lot of people that just didn't really understand pricing and what it is. We are a huge value in the Wabash Valley for what we build.
Mm-hmm.
We feel like we build the strongest structure that's really out there. That
Dive
can be built.
into that a little bit, Matt.
So there's so many people around here that will call, and there's obviously on my side of the business, the Willmore pole barn side of the business, and we build barns, and there's an infinite number of barn builders around here. I still think Willmore pole barns does it best, but there are a lot of barn builders out there. And when we decided that we would create Black Barn Development and we wanted to do it different, we weren't going to have you call somebody and have no place to meet other than your kitchen table. We wanted to create a product that was a true home that you could go to the bank and get financed on a 30-year mortgage, or whatever you decided. And you really can't do that with a pole barn. Like if you put poles in the ground, I mean, there's only so much lifespan to those poles, and banks, quite honestly, don't like that because, they're selling a product that they want to have throughout the entire course of that loan, and then that product be able to be, sold again.
Right.
And so what we created was we decided that we would dig a footer system and pour a concrete knee wall. So we're creating a foundation for the barn. And then we stick frame them with a 2x6 construction, and sheet the whole product then with OSB like a typical standard construction home would be. And what we were actually creating is a standard construction home with metal or stone on the outside versus vinyl siding or brick. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I say, like, the sheer strength of metal versus even brick or vinyl siding is a stronger product. And then we encapsulate the whole thing with spray foam. So in this region, we use 2 inches of closed cell spray foam. The R value is off the chart for the product, so it is a very efficient home when we're done. And then, of course, what a lot of people don't realize about pole construction is it's a free span building, which means if we build a 40 by 60 structure, which is 2,400 square feet, when we're done, that whole thing is wide open on the inside for you to design however you want to, versus a standard home where you're going to have supporting walls, and it's more closed off. So we can create those large living spaces that people are looking for today.
Gotcha.
I feel like when we got done with that, we created an original bank partner who we're no longer with, but we wanted to be able to partner with a bank that we could send people to, and they knew our practice and they knew how we built, and they would feel comfortable, lending a mortgage to that person based on our building practice.
Yeah.
So.
And then for the full turnkey customer, so we do a shell package, which takes them to however far. We've quoted them all the way to drywall. Mm-hmm. We're doing one now that's just the shell. I mean, we weren't even in the original bid. Correct. We weren't even going to do concrete, which we're doing for them now. But so we have the shell package, but then we have the full turnkey package.
So two pathways people can take.
There's several pathways.
Okay.
I mean, people want to. If you're a good, if you don't mind painting in a little elbow grease, and we can get it all the way to drywall, but you're willing to put in your own cabinets and paint and do some of your own door trim,
sure,
save you some money, then we can do that. So we can kind of, it's truly a custom home.
Yeah.
So the full turnkey customer, then we've got finish partners and kitchen and bath partners that we've got packages picked out for, granite countertops. I mean, it's all really, really good stuff. Solid wood cabinets. We're not putting junk in these houses. And so then we have those partners that on our full turnkey customers that will set up a design meeting, and they go to the design meeting on the inside, interior stuff, and make sure they like our package, pick out the colors of the cabinets and all those types of things. And so just another step in the process. And then we call it dirt to keys. So, I mean, we can
That's cool.
put their septic in. We can do all those early developmental things. And then when we're all done, we hand them the keys and they're moving in.
Nice. Yeah. So then, my next question would be, how long does it take from someone having an idea to getting the key?
So if we don't get a lot of days like we're having out there today,
and it's raining, folks,
we usually say 6 to 8 months to build it from dirt to keys, as Shane said.
Okay. And is that, are people financially approved coming into that time frame?
They are.
Okay. Yeah. It's not like they have to go get approved after you guys have met.
Yeah, that's so when they sign the contract, so we do an onboarding fee. That's a $5,000 onboarding fee. We get them in. What that does is gets them in the queue, and it also gets them the blueprint. So we pay for the architect out of that. We send them to the architect, work up the floor plan, exactly what it is. And then when we get the blueprint back, we can send that out then to our sub-partners.
Cool.
and then come up with the overall cost and budget. And then when we bring them in to sign the contract, it's from that contract forward 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, got it.
So they've been approved normally by the time they're signing the contract, because then we start collecting our down payment. So the bank stuff's done, all that's done. And so they're ready to rock and roll.
Cool. When is it the right time for me to start talking to you guys? If I want a barn dominium, what are some of the steps that I should, maybe like a quick checklist of things that I should be prepared for to really get the most out of a meeting with you guys?
Go ahead, Matt.
Well, it helps if you come to us with a design.
Okay.
And it can be as simple as, we tell people all the time, it's like, if you know what square footage you're looking for, you want 3 bedrooms. It doesn't have to be exact, but we'd like to know what size building you're looking for. And from there, we can estimate what we think it'll take to get your project up. Once they go to blueprint, then they go to our architectural partner and they come back, then we solidify it and go to contract. But yeah, coming to us with a design helps. We have a lot of people that still don't do that, and it makes our job infinitely harder.
Okay, cool. And then another thing, I just assume that it's also probably good if they've done their research a little bit, they know about the size of house they'd want to build. Should they go ahead and get pre-approved, or should they talk to you guys before they get pre-approved? I mean, I guess depends on that person, but
usually
I just know you've said that sometimes people show up and they're real excited. They're approved for like $250,000. They're like, we could build something with this.
Champagne taste on a Busch Light diet.
Yeah. Well said.
Yeah.
So it's just like you want to kind of, if people are interested in it, knowing where they're at, where they would want to be.
A lot of times people are reluctant to give us their budget.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
And we always ask. That's yes.
And we ask it up front. And we don't do that because we're trying to get in their pocket.
Yeah.
We ask them because we want to know if you're wanting to build a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house and you have a $200,000 budget, that's going to be impossible.
Yeah.
And so we ask up front. There are people that are very reluctant to give us that number. And so then we tell them, okay, tell us what you want. We can kind of tell you what kind of square footage it's going to be to build that. And we have quite a few blueprints now that we've created and over time. And so, there's things we can show them and we can give them cost estimates.
Right.
But the pre-approval will be huge.
Yeah. So if someone comes with a pre-approval,
that's
they
a great
can say,
first step.
Yeah.
Because then they know what they can afford. And if they've done any research online, you can kind of get an idea of where everybody's going to be square foot wise. And so then if you go get pre-approved, the bank tells you got $300,000, then you know what you got to work off of.
Yeah. So projects for you guys, what's like probably the lowest package price range to the highest you guys could work on?
Well, we're getting ready to do one here in the Wabash Valley very soon that's in the low 200s. So, I mean, it's definitely...
And it's in town, so it's
cool.
not in the country barn dough. This is somebody's wanting one, and they live in town, so that'll be new for us.
Okay, yes, that's what I was going to ask. Like when I think barn dominium, I think we got a hill in the woods, in a field,
which is cool.
Yeah. So, people could come to you. We have property. We want to build on it. We're looking to buy property. Can you build on it? I'm assuming people come at all different stages of that process. So the one in town, that's interesting. That's going to look different in their neighborhood.
Oh yeah. It's a small town, but
I'm sure they don't have an HOA.
It's definitely got
no HOA.
No HOA. Yeah.
But we'll be hooking up to city utilities, so that's always so when people come see us and they got a $300,000 budget from the bank. Well, they got 5 acres out in the woods, beautiful, right? But have you bought the land yet? Right. Well, no, we got to have that.
Right.
Well, then you got to have a driveway. Oh yeah, how much you think that's going to cost?
Do you know if there's pipelines running through the land?
Well, yeah. Do you know what a septic and a well? So of that 300, now you got 50 of it in land development costs,
right?
Because you got to get septic and well and driveway, and so then they're like, well, now I only got, you know what I mean? So it's just all that, and if they get to us early enough, we can walk them through those steps.
Right. Yeah. So it's almost like if you're interested at all in building a custom home, barn dominium, reach out no matter where you're at in the stage, and you guys could point them in the right direction.
Absolutely.
That's correct.
And ultimately you want to earn their business, but if there's a lot of steps that they need to go through before they could really don't start dreaming too soon.
Right. And we're getting better about the whole land development piece because we found out that so many of our customers, we even have realtor partners, right? So they come see us. We've had somebody come, they got a blueprint of their house already and no property.
Yeah.
So that's a little backwards.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, we'll get with this realtor because they were in the area and have this realtor help you find property. So we can help them. However, I mean, typically you have the land first and then we send you the blueprint, but if it's backwards or whatever, then we can, we'll work with it and figure it out.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get to some of the fun conversation in it. Like, let's talk about the design. That's what I think's fun. Like, talk about what makes them so cool, unique. Why do people desire them? Obviously the outside is, I feel like is like the hook. You see it and you're like, I would live there.
Well, it's really growing, and the options that are out there, even from the metal side, is like every day changing. Whether it be colors, textures on the metal. I mean, now they're coming out with metal shingles.
Well, now I have a serious question. Yeah. It's Black Barn. Do you guys only make Black Barns?
No, but we like them.
Yeah.
We like them.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Would you do a hot pink one? Did they do that? Do they do
no
that?
Pink.
Siding? No pink.
I haven't seen pink yet.
No pink.
No, but they got some yellows and oranges. They got some loud colors out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Yeah, because you think like it sounds weird initially with like just thinking metal, but there's blue houses and yellow house, all kinds of colored houses, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Now,
so why do people love them? Like,
the wide open space. I mean, that's the number one thing on a barn door is, I mean, you could take 2,000 square feet of it, and like if you don't need a bunch of bedrooms, you could have one bedroom, and I mean, you could have a 3,000 square foot great room and kitchen.
The rest of it's just how it can be open because it was spanning using the pole barn structure of the building. You can span those long spans, wide spans, 60 foot, 80 foot wide spans, so you can just do anything to the inside.
Yeah, they're cool. The company I worked for was in, I guess it would be a barn dough essentially out in Portland, but dude, it was awesome. It was so long. They had the whole workshop in the back and the front of house. I was like, if I ever build a house, it's gonna be just like this because they had, huge high ceilings, but then windows everywhere, loft that you went up on one end, the other end there's this huge granite counter with a kitchen, but it was like all one thing, and then the offices in it. Like these could just be bathrooms or bedrooms and baths. So, the bigness, the vastness of it is really neat.
Yeah, I would say that's the number one thing that people are looking at when they're looking at a barn dough today is the space that you can create in there.
And the efficiency of it. So metal structure, you're not worrying about wood bees, right? I live back here in the woods, and I've got
or painting
like you. So and we spray foam everything. So it's even when you put when you frame it, and then the OSB, the metal, and then you spray foam it. It's hard for a mouse to get through there. It's hard for bugs to get through there.
It's just crazy how I saw this somewhere, but like the way the traditional American home is so inefficient and flammable.
Yeah.
Compared to like more modern builds with newer materials is it more affordable to build? Maybe this is a question we don't put in there, but I'm just asking out of curious.
We feel it is. I mean,
our prices are cheaper than the custom home builders around here.
Okay. Yeah, and when we say custom home builders, we're talking about people that are doing more of a traditional home.
Traditional home builders. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'd say your traditional home today in this area, which is still very reasonable, is $225 a square foot. We're significantly cheaper than that.
Okay. Yeah. What are you guys a square foot?
We started about 175.
Got it.
I'd say that's our base package, and then we go up from there depending on fit and finish.
Yeah. How big your dream is.
Yeah.
And I think another thing that, and you can ask this question because I know you will.
All right. Well, you ask it, then I'll ask it.
So you ask the question, what's your build? What sets you apart?
Yeah, you kind of already answered some of that, but let me dive in. This is a really important question here. What sets you guys apart from other barn dough companies, but also other custom construction?
Home. So I think one of those things is let me remember my train of thought.
Sam, I want you to ask me this question.
I did want you to ask it, and then I forgot it. No, so how our pricing works out is a lot of other companies, our competition, will give them one price for everything under roof. How we try to do it is somebody may want a 1,500 square foot house, but they want we're building one now. It's 260 by 60.
Yeah, we got almost $15,000 in shop and 2,400 square foot of living.
So in that case, the guy that's out there that's going to quote that building one price for everything under roof, what's that building going to be? 15,000 square foot at whatever they want.
Kill him.
So what we do is we take their living space, because living space is climate controlled. So when we say it's a finished product, it's HVAC, it's insulated, flooring, countertops, bathrooms, everything's done. Mm-hmm. So that's one price. And then if they want a big shop, a little house inside of a big shop, that finished or unfinished garage space is a different price. Right. That's substantially cheaper.
Yeah.
And then they want big wraparound. Who doesn't want to live in the country and have a big wraparound porch? Think about some
weirdos
some rocking chairs out there, and you're admiring your property. So the porch for us is a different number.
Okay.
So depending on how much porch they want. So a lot of those things, when they come to us with a budget and they're a little low on their budget compared to what house they want, we can either scale back livable square feet, mm-hmm. or we can play with those porch configurations or play with the shop configuration to try to get their budget number met.
Yeah.
So how we break up our pricing and price for what that product is, I think sets us apart from our competition.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because you think about the guy that made me wonder, is that how you phase the project when you're actually building it as well? Do you guys start with interior, livable, climate control, and then move on to the next piece?
No, it's just all built. Like Willmore will go in and build the shell, build the package out, and then they'll get it all closed in under roof, metal on, and then we'll move inside.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Did you have anything else on why?
So what else? Yeah,
what sets us apart from what sets Black Barn apart from competition?
No,
and you can restate that too. You can be like,
no,
what sets us apart?
Shane hit the nail on the head, and
I also think our building practice.
I would just go back to our building practice. That's what I was going to say. Is like another thing that sets us apart is the foundation. We're not putting poles in the ground and building your house like a barn. And so, we're, again, going back to we dig a footer, pour it, and then we put a knee wall up, what I call a knee wall, and we stick frame up from there. So there actually is no poles. So even though it's technically still called a barn dominium, mm-hmm. it's not a barn. It's a house.
Yeah. Custom.
But it looks
like a barn.
No, it's still
you can't tell by driving by.
Still has poles or the 2x6 construction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're a custom home builder around here is 2x4 construction. We're building on a 2x6 construction, so we can get those big spans that people are looking for in the open floor plan.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
The spray foam, the OSB wrap. We're doing a lot of extra add-ons in mm-hmm. our builds that other people aren't doing.
Right. Because
it's expensive. Mm-hmm. To wrap a house in OSB can be $12,000, $15,000, $20,000. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the builders would rather put that in their pocket. Yeah. We want to make sure that we give the customer a good product, and what we're doing is going to be there.
That's huge that you mentioned that, because there is. I see it all the time still. I've driven by many in the last year where they might do the footer system like we're doing, but then they're still either anchoring poles and building up with poles, and then they just hang metal on the outside and go from there.
Yeah.
The OSB is another huge thing because it does two things. One is it gives us a good backdrop to spray against. So it gives our spray foam something to land against other than the metal on the outside of your house.
Yeah.
Because if you ever have a problem and that metal has to come out, it's going to rip your insulation out if you've sprayed it.
Yeah, just see, it seems like common sense to have that there.
I mean, I think
doesn't
so
it?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems a little bit
But
hillbilly.
there's still so many that don't do it that way. So yeah, that definitely separates us.
Yeah, I mean, I just think through siding, like you might, if there's a storm or something, you might need new siding for whatever reason. If you pull that off there and you see you see insulation, that's gonna
and it's spray foam, so it doesn't just come off of there.
You rip it.
Yeah, it comes off. It's gonna be redone.
But I heard somewhere along the lines too that spray foam in the houses and the barndominiums is like living in a Yeti cooler. Talk about energy efficiency. I mean, they are airtight, and when our HVAC partner goes in, they actually have to create a air channel
Ventilation system. Yeah,
because they're so tight. You know, if you get in a new car and you close the door and the other door opens type thing, like that's how tight these houses are.
Huh.
Yeah. So
do you
guys think of utility wise, and you know, electric's not getting any cheaper. People's gas bills aren't getting any cheaper. So it's like energy efficiency is a big deal, and these houses are off the charts energy efficient.
Yeah.
Do you guys give away a Yeti cooler to when you give the keys
when
over?
you're ready to build one?
We can. Yeah.
When you're ready to build one,
it'd be cool to get a Black Barn logo on a Yeti. That'd be pretty sweet.
That's a good idea.
It was a good idea.
Very good idea.
Plus, we need those for our.
Thanks, guys. Yeah. Plus, you need one yourself.
We're gonna have to
When
buy
you're ready to
Sam a
build,
Yeti
Sam,
cooler.
we are gonna get you the most badass Yeti cooler. It's probably gonna have speakers in it too.
Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, I would like a custom paint job on that.
Okay. Well,
Well, what's
when
funny?
you're ready to build, you let us know.
What's funny about that kind of house you guys are describing? It's the exact opposite of my house. My house was built in 1823, and it still has like original wood. It's cold.
Oh yeah.
It's drafty. Like it feels like there's an air conditioner in the floor right now, and it's not even cold yet.
It was it was energy efficient in 1823.
Yeah, dude. Maybe. Probably.
Maybe.
I mean,
I don't think they looked at things the same way we do today.
yeah, I think
They were happy with 50 degrees in there.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah, it's just wild because, like, you know, we loved the old home, you know, pioneer style home. It's really neat.
My
place.
wife
like,
loves it too, but it's
just the winter. It's like, whoa. Now the summer, ironically, we actually didn't really need AC this summer because of how they're built. Just huge ceilings, how the heat
goes
goes out.
up.
Yeah, and where it's like a 2-story thing. So this isn't for the podcast,
No,
but
you're
the
good.
downstairs is like the ceilings are so high.
Yeah.
You know, it actually stays cool. We just you just like need one floor unit, and it did a pretty decent job. I was impressed. But in the winter, dude,
different story.
right now,
heat
like,
rises. Same
Is this
thing,
your first
same
winter in
scenario.
it?
well, we moved in the winter last year, but we kind of were just like, we went from temperate Portland, you know, Willamette Valley weather, which doesn't get below 40. So we got out here and it was freezing. So we just kind of, you know, got through it. But then we just did summer here. So now it just got a little cold last week. And I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
this house is freezing. So I got that log stove in the back of my truck.
I've seen that.
My grandpa built that. So I went and picked it up from my great uncle, and I'm going to install it.
Look it up.
Cool.
Yeah. So we'll have to figure that out because that thing's like a freaking oven.
Shannon and I moved.
But you don't need that for the houses you guys are building.
No.
No. I was going to say the same thing. So it's a whole nother story, but we moved back from Chicago to Indiana. It's been quite a few years ago, but our first house that we bought when we came back to Brazil was 1890.
Really?
And same thing.
Interesting.
Cold winter months, the utility bills would be like $1,200 to $1,400 a month.
That's what ours was last year.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah, well, these our bills are substantially less than that for these houses that we're putting in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The Black Barn development, we have the commercial side as well. So
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
we have the barndominium side that we're doing on the residential side, and then we've also been, and it kind of came out of more like out of left field. We weren't even sure that this whole commercial thing was a thing, and then we've had some calls and some prospects on wedding venues to schools to build more of these flex spaces that we've been building here.
Right.
We've got an opportunity up on the north side of Indianapolis. We're looking at a development site right now to build these flex parks. So Black Barn Development is kind of branching into on the commercial side as well, building, I know Flex Space, we're trying to house small businesses, give a small business a place to launch.
Yeah.
Well, when they launch to a certain point and they keep launching, then hopefully Black Barn can step in and build them their commercial building of their dreams. So we always talk about building dreams on the Black Barn side, and hopefully, on our commercial side, we can build businesses' dreams.
Yeah, no, that's great.
For sure.
Yeah, I've actually seen, I see more and more businesses doing that. I've seen churches build
Yes.
big, pole barn looking kind of structure.
We're doing, we've find out January 1, but we put together for a church, a big community gathering area for a church, like a big gymnasium.
Yeah, well, that's another thing I was thinking. Like you could build
School
a gym.
gyms.
Yeah. All these different, indoor athletic place. Yeah. So you guys have the home builder side, folks who want to build their dream home. You guys can do that. But then there's this other side, as you do one thing, you get opportunity in another kind of space in the same industry, the commercial side. Why don't you talk about that a little bit? How is Black Barn building, I was going to say Black Barns, but how are you guys engaged in the commercial side, serving businesses that want buildings that look like these?
Go ahead.
Throw me under the bus. Yeah, you do it. No, that grew out, and if I say something that you can add to, please do. It grew out of, we sometime mid last year had the opportunity to go up and look at about 20 acres east of Indianapolis. And they wanted a wedding venue, and we're thinking about a Montessori school on the same property. And it was something, obviously, that we had not done before, but we definitely wanted to take a look at it and met the people, liked them, loved the idea of it. And it was really fun because it was the first time ever where we took an open 20-acre field and we designed it out so that they could see their vision. We wanted it to be their vision, but they needed help. And so, we hired someone and they helped us develop the picture. And it was so fun to see. And it was the first time I think that Shane and I thought, we can take this in another direction other than just barn dominiums. Like there's a real value to building a large venue like that and getting to share in their journey. Mm-hmm. And it was really fun. And so, from that, Shane touched on it a while ago, we got an opportunity then to build for a church camp, and we're waiting. It's grant money that's going to come in for that. So we're waiting on grant approval, which we should have right after the first of the year. But
cool.
We're looking to do that. And then we're looking at, some other smaller businesses in this area. Same thing, like looking to build their business building. And so we really are developing into commercial, and we've looked at other things too for other people, and we're really excited about it.
So just to clarify, like if you're someone who wants to build like a store, if you're wanting to build a gym,
Correct.
You're wanting to build an athletic facility,
yes,
for expanding school system or something like that, that is what you mean by commercial.
Yeah.
Any sort of business out there that's looking for space.
We built some small gyms this year. We're looking at another one for a school. Virtually anything. We've looked at some retail space, which we actually didn't get the project, but we took a crack at it and it went another way. But we're looking at a lot of different things. So even like strip mall type projects, you see more and more of those.
Yeah.
Which is really not much different than this building.
No.
You know what
totally.
I mean? It's 5 bays, strip mall. You got this shop, that shop.
What my mind's catching up to what you mean by commercial, but the same things you said about a house, like the way they're built, all of a sudden you have this huge open floor plan do whatever you want with for your business. So many of the buildings that are available for companies to lease or, buy or build, they're like once you build it, like it is.
That's it.
It's boxed off. Rooms are boxed off. Like you're going to have to do a ton of remodeling and renovating. to open it up, to make it more modern.
That's right.
So this is like, you can
Subdivide as you go.
I need to connect Nate with you guys. You guys want to build barn dominiums in Fort Worth? I got a guy that would do it for you.
Shane would love to go
Maybe
down
at
there.
some point. I am a Cowboys fan.
I'm not lying.
Yeah. It's your football team's down there.
Like, no joke. I mean, he's right now.
You know how hot the market is down there for barn dominiums?
100%.
It's insane.
Well, what Nate's doing right now.
That's where it all came from. They say it was that Texas.
He's buying property and flipping homes, and we should connect you guys because I
It'd be fun.
guarantee we could build a barn down there.
That'd be fun.
I'll call him when I leave.
So if you're interested in building a barn dominium, first of all, we're in Farmersburg, right off of 41. Address is 10325 North U.S. Highway 41 in Farmersburg, Indiana. Phone number's 812-605-8896. And then we are also on Facebook, and you can reach us via email at either shane@blackbarndevelopment.com or matt@blackbarndevelopment.com.
And
we have a website.
blackbarndevelopment.com.
Yep, blackbarndevelopment.com website.